Well, this has been a long time coming. A sporty, big capacity motorcycle from an Indian manufacturer. And to no one's surprise, obviously Bajaj who have delivered. For the Dominar 400 is their most powerful bike yet to take over the mantle of the fastest Indian. The claim top speed of 148 km per hour. And over the span of the next 6 minutes or so, I'm going to tell you everything that you need to know about the Dominar based on my first riding impressions. Alright, let's go for a little spin. So this is the first power cruiser by an Indian manufacturer, and it definitely looks the part. I mean, look at it. It's all muscle and brawn. It's beefed up with technology. It has this premium seat cover and a beautiful paint job to boot. But my single favorite design element on this motorcycle is undoubtedly the new headlamp. It's full LED. The first time we are seeing that on an Indian motorcycle. It's got daytime running lights, and I gotta say, for a single cylinder, this bike also sounds pretty darn good. The Dominar 400 is powered by a 373cc liquid-cooled fuel-injected engine, which is based on the Duke 390. But this one is in a different state of tune. That's because this is powered by a more economical single overhead cam, because the focus here was more torque low down than more power higher up. So even though this makes about 9 PS less than the Duke 390 and the same amount of torque, both the maximum torque as well as the power kicks in a lot earlier. So even though the low end could be a little bit better, the mid-range on this is massive. It's big and fat. I mean, you have as much as 28 Newton meters of torque kick in as early as 3000 RPM. Pretty much negating the need to go down or shift down even when you're cruising in the higher gears. Not that you mind downshifting, because the slipper clutch is brilliant. Also, I love the power delivery. It's nice and smooth and linear, not as frantic as the Duke 390, especially if you want to cruise. The only grudge that I have against this engine is the buzz, which sets in at about 4000 RPM on the pegs and the handlebars, and it increases as you go closer and closer to the rev limiter. Now don't get me wrong, it's not too bad, and in fact if you're flogging the bike and going really hard at it, you won't even notice it. But when you are taking it easy and riding easily, going on a steady pace, that's when it can get quite distracting. So for a bike which can accelerate from 0 to 100 in 8.3 seconds, that's claim figures though, we will test it in our comprehensive review. And one which weighs about 36 kgs more than the Duke 390, the Dominar obviously needs good brakes. And it has them on paper. You have the biggest in class 320mm disc, you have steel braid lines, and to be honest, yeah, it does have the initial bite and feedback. It doesn't have the outright stopping power in my books, because it still coasts for a fair bit before coming to a stop, even when you're going hard on the brakes. So that's an area where I think the Dominar could be a little bit better. But hey, you finally have dual channel ABS, and we can only be happier. Although, I'm not so sure about the stunter folks, because the ABS on this cannot be switched off. From a handling perspective, I was really curious to see how the perimeter frame, which you have seen on the NS and the RS, does with an engine which is almost twice its size. I mean, of course, the perimeter frame has been tweaked for this engine and the new rigid swing arm, but the overall package works really well together. I mean, you have solid straight line stability. It also inspires a lot of confidence in corners. I mean, obviously it's not as quick on its feet like the Duke 390, but for a bike of this size and this dimension, it tips into corners rather easily. It surprises you, and it's rather sure-footed thereafter. And also, consider this, you have the same ground clearance as the RS200, which means you can have a lot of fun in the canyons before you start grazing foot pegs. And and that's saying something, because at the end of the day, this is supposed to be a power cruiser. This was made to rule the highway. The ergonomics are nice and relaxed. The seat is designed for comfort, it's designed for long hours in the saddle. The seat height is low. The clutch is really light. You have beefy 43mm forks at the front now and dual spring monoshock. And I think that's what has really transformed this machine, because the ride quality on this is exceptional. And even though this suspension setting is a little on the stiffer side, which is why this bike is so enjoyable, the monoshock is adjustable, which means that you can still tweak it around a fair bit. There are still some people complaining about how the Dominar doesn't have the USD forks as we saw on the CS400 at the Auto Expo. But come on, at this price, I won't even call it a compromise, because they work really well. As I said, the ride quality is exceptional, and even the braking stability has improved by a huge margin. If you had to complain about something, I would firstly say the windscreen. This is a naked bike. It does a decent job, but about 130 kilometers per hour, there's a decent amount of wind blast. Secondly, it's the tank. A Dominar has a 13-liter tank, which means that the upcoming Duke 390, 2017 Duke 390, has a bigger tank. And even though it has Bajaj's patented triple spark technology, which promises a frugal fuel economy about 30 to 32 kilometers per liter, I would still prefer a range of about 500 to 550 kilometers, which the Mojo delivers with its 21-liter tank. But seriously, we have no room to complain, because the Dominar 400 non-ABS variant can be yours for just 1.36 lakhs. And this baby, fully loaded, is yours for 1.5. That's ridiculous value for money. I mean, for how many years have we wondered, how can anyone better the KTMs when it comes to value for money? Well, Bajaj just did that with the Dominar. I mean, yes, it's not perfect, but still a very solid product. It's available at a phenomenal price. It offers you something which the KTMs don't, which is comfort and excellent heat dissipation. Yay, so no more burnt legs. But these are just our first impressions, and we have to ride this baby longer to bring you a comprehensive review. But wait, if I were you, I would hit that subscribe button, because we have another Dominar video in the works just for you. And you clearly do not want to miss out on that. Alright, so get clicking.